Next to our dean, our longest serving member, Ms. Garvey.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you everyone for being here. Happy New Year. It's great to have you all here with us, either right here now or tuning in. I want to congratulate our new leadership, Katie, Crystal, and Christian Dorsey, and welcome our newest member, Eric Gutschall. And John Bicet, I'm happy to have you back again, too. So this new year, we've again inherited a strong county from past leaders, which includes Jay Facette. I think Jay's watching from Mexico, so from here, Jay, thank you for your leadership last year and the past 20 years. You helped leave us in a really good place. Indeed, we have many blessings to count this January 2nd. We have an outstanding professional staff and a community that's educated, informed, and involved. Despite challenges over the years, we have a healthy economy, a solid infrastructure of facilities and services and schools. Thank you, school board. And as always, though, we have challenges, and I'd like to just talk about a few of those. Our first challenge, I think, is to becoming a solid board team, the 5 of us, but I'm sure we're going to meet it. All 5 of us bring different experiences, skills, abilities, and perspectives, and that is a great foundation for any team. A good team maximizes its strengths and its members and minimizes their weaknesses. And I've already seen 4 of us here do that, and I'm quite sure Eric's going to fit in well and strengthen our team. The more this board realizes our potential, the better our staff can work, and the more our community can realize its potential. A well-functioning board is the key to serving our community well. I'm delighted that so many of us are focusing on, one way or another, on communication with the people that we serve. This is another challenge we have, and we all realize we've got work to do. Communication is never easy, particularly in a diverse community. As we look forward to a year of unprecedented uncertainty on the federal level, it's clear that communication and engagement will be more important than ever. Last year, our new communications team, led by Bryna Helfer, worked on providing smaller and more intimate settings for discussions to complement the traditional large forums and work groups that we have. And we've each helped in our own way. I plan to continue my series of book discussions as part of this effort, and I'm excited our chair will be working with our commission leadership to provide smaller settings to talk about big ideas. I think that's great. But collectively, I think we all still need to do a better job setting the context for our discussions. When I joined the board almost 6 years ago, I saw that an advantage of newer board members is that they see issues a lot more like regular people who've not been living and breathing county issues for years. You know, when you spend a lot of time, sometimes decades, on issues like sector plans and site plans, where to locate a school or a child care center, how to design a playground, it can be all too easy to forget that for the people affected by any particular site plan or playground or child care center, it may be the first time they've ever really thought about local government or had any contact with us beyond paying taxes. So while such issues can feel like business as usual to staff, board members, and commissions, they can be totally new and really unsettling to just about everyone else. And sometimes we forget to ask and answer that most basic question: why are we doing this? So in 2018, we'll be working on context setting. As part of the effort to improve our public dialogue, we've posted on our website a guide, a draft guide on civic engagement, and I encourage everybody to check it out and comment. Clear and consistent methods to foster public dialogue should help us all shed more light and less heat on issues before us, and thereby increase the effectiveness of our conversations. Indeed, I believe improving civic dialogue and general civility in our discussions is another challenge for us. We're working on a code of conduct for public discourse as part of that draft guide. And hopefully we will conclude with some simple and generally accepted statements of how we conduct our civic discussions. Perhaps it's because of the poor examples we are seeing on the national stage, but I've been hearing more and more recently about inconsiderate and unpleasant interactions in public meetings on county issues right here in Arlington. And this concerns me, because incivility lowers the level of dialogue, inhibits real listening and communication, and drives people away. As we enter 2018 and all its challenges, we cannot afford to waste time and energy on ineffective conversations. Happily, we're not starting from scratch in creating a good public dialogue where people learn about an issue, its context, and why we're talking about it. We already have many avenues for discussions, and these include our long-established civic organizations like the Civic Federation, Committee 100, the Rotary, Lions, and Optimist Clubs. These all have different purposes, but they also are building blocks for civic engagement with a natural structure to inform people about issues, foster back and forth dialogue. For this and other reasons, I'm delighted our Civic Federation is joining us again to start off this new year. Besides our long-established groups, I look forward to engaging some of the many new activist groups that have sprung up in the past year. There is a lot of energy out there on national issues. And involvement in national issues often introduces people to the importance of their local government. And I welcome and encourage these groups and their members to get more involved locally. So let's face it, local government is where the rubber, often quite literally, hits the road. Now, all that said, I want to be clear that efforts to strengthen civility should not take anything away from honest and sometimes difficult conversations and dialogue, or from telling us where we need to improve. We in government need always to work to build trust, that we're listening to our residents, even when the discussions are difficult and our ultimate decision is not the one they wanted. And I recognize that people get understandably frustrated when our government services are not working well, and our efforts to improve are not immediately apparent. Our former manager hired a business ombudsman, and our current manager, Mark Schwartz, went one better and hired a resident ombudsman. Now, both Shannon Flanagan-Watson and Robert Sharp have put a human face on government for us, for businesses and people, and they provide important support and guidance to those having trouble navigating our processes. What's better? They share what they learn with the staff and with us so we can improve for everyone. So in 2018, we will continue working on improving our customer service, and we still have a long way to go in some areas, and this is another challenge. Last year at this time, I said I looked forward to being able to say soon that you could pay for permits online. Well, soon has come and gone, but you still cannot pay for permits online. I understand that in just a few more months, we will have this most basic of services available. So I expect that in my remarks here next year, I will be celebrating online payment as an early success of 2018. This transition from 20th century technology and procedures to 21st century ones is far harder than any of us would like. Thank you to our staff for persisting, and thank you even more to our public for your patience. In sum, for me, good government is all about our board and our community working together as effectively as possible, because if we do that, I know everything else will fall into place. I think of Arlington actually as one big team. We want to maximize our strengths and minimize our weaknesses. 2018 will be challenging. I suspect we will need to have serious and difficult discussions about setting priorities and sticking to them, as a number of my colleagues have already said. We will need to work together more than ever if we're to preserve what we love about our home. But looking at where we've been and who we are, I'm confident we have the resources we need, and most importantly, I think we have the political will to. So it's going to be a year of challenges, but also a year of opportunities. It's going to be exciting, and dare I say it, fun. I look forward to working with everyone to build a better and better Arlington. Again, thank you for coming, and Happy New Year.